Hey, 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 good afternoon, everybody. Happy Thursday. Can you believe it's Thursday? It is Thursday, y'all. It's Thursday. It's Thursday, May the 20, what, 27th? 26th. Wow, tomorrow's the 27th. I'm going ahead. So listen, today I want to talk about five reasons why, authors publish their book. I want to talk about that today. For those who, missed out on the how to create an online workshop the other day to jumpstart your online course. It was amazing. So, if I'm new to your timeline, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hit the subscribe button if you're following me on YouTube. And if I am new to your timeline, to my Facebook family and friends, hello, good afternoon. So, not going to keep you long today, but I do have to share some tips with you of five reasons why authors they tend to why they publish their books. So we're gonna get right into it, right? So let's talk about that. Share my screen. This is the topic for today. So if you're catching this on the replay, hit hashtag replay. So we're going to get right into this topic. I felt the need for this because a lot of times, authors, they reach out to me regarding, their books and things of that nature. So I wanted to cover these topics for you here. So we're going to discuss five reasons why you published your book. A little bit about me. I'm Stephanie A. Wynn. I started my very first business at the age of 23. I was the first youngest woman of color in my city to open up an ice cream shop in on the south side of St. Petersburg, Florida. So there wasn't an ice cream shop in our area, and I wanted to have a place for the kids to go and get some ice cream without breaking the bank. And then that's what prompted me to co-author my very first book, which is Ready, Set, Go: A Simple Guide to Establishing a Successful Small Business. And it was there during the publishing process. I found my passion. Your passion is always in you. I just want to say that. I mean, purpose. The purpose is already in you. You just have to pull it. You just have to find it. A lot of times we are searching. We feel like our purpose, we're running after something, but really your purpose is really within you. I spoke about that yesterday on my live on LinkedIn. Your purpose is already within you. You just have to pull it out, find it. Like it's there. You don't have to run after it. It's already within you, right? So let's get right to today's topic. So the first reason why authors publish their book may be because of notoriety purposes, right? What is notoriety purposes? Let me just break this down for you. Maybe some people are writing a book just to say, "Hey, I'm an author now. I got my name on this book. This is my book. I'm an author. I'm not really trying to, make any money. Just did it for notoriety or hobby purposes, right? Some people do publish books for that very reason, right? And that's okay. That's totally fine. Number two, the second reason why authors publish their book is because they want to become a professional speaker, right? Okay. Are you an author? If you're watching this and you're already a published author, is one the reason why you publish your book, is it to become a professional speaker? If it is, drop hashtag speaker in the comments, right? If that's your purpose. If your purpose is you wrote this book and one of the goals is to take your book and become this professional speaker, this expert in your industry. Remember, I talked about that earlier, this week, like, or last week, that, you got to become the expert in your industry, right? That's the second tip. Here we go. The third one is number three. You wrote your book to start your coaching business, right? Maybe you are a coach. Maybe you're a coach. Let me bring this up for you. Maybe you wrote your book because you wanted to become a coach. You wanted to coach people, maybe do some online coaching or group coaching, whatever the reason. Maybe you have a book or a journal or a planner that go hand in hand with, your coaching business. So maybe that number three, maybe that's one of the reasons why You wrote your book so you could start your coaching business, right? Now your book gives you more credibility to do the very thing that you set out to do, right? And then number 4, you wrote your book to start maybe a consulting business. Maybe you wanted to consult with other people in your industry. Maybe you want it to be you want to be the most sought after, and your book just, again, it just validates everything that you're doing. So remember, you want to actually, like, these are just some tips or reasons why authors publish books, right? We said, notoriety purposes, maybe for a coaching business, maybe you wanted to become a professional speaker. And now, number 4, to start your own consulting business. So let's go to number 5. Number 5, the 5th reason why authors publish their books is maybe to educate your reader audience. Are you educating your reader audience? Is it something that you want them to do? Or maybe you're bringing this topic up to this community of people who will read your book. So maybe I have author teachers in the audience, right? Maybe you're a teacher. Maybe you're a college professor, right? And you have a book on a particular topic, and you're going to educate maybe your students, right? This is number 5. These 5 reasons, right? All of them are so important, and all of them are good. There's nothing wrong with these reasons, right? And all of these are really good reasons. But one thing I do know is, and I'm going to get to that in the next slide, is that even if these are the reasons for you writing your book, you want to take your book instead of getting the book sales, right? I also want to get book sales. I left that one out, but I'm gonna say that your overall goal is to sell your book. That's one of the goals. A lot of people is like, Stephanie, that's the number 1 goal, is for me to sell books. But what's next after the book sale? What's next? After you've accomplished your goal, maybe your goal is to sell 1 million books. What's next after the million? And 1 million books, that's a lot, but it's possible. It is so possible. It is so possible. Now, but before you do any of these things, I'm writing the book because I have a bigger purpose for my book. I have a bigger goal for my book. I want to become the number 1 bestseller on Amazon, or maybe you want it to be New York Times number 1 bestseller, or for whatever reason. Again, is it notoriety purposes, or is it just hobby purposes? Is it because you actually have a business that you're starting with this book? But whichever one of these choices you select, let me tell you something, what I've noticed. If you don't have a brand, and this could be before you publish the book. If nobody knows that you're publishing this book, if you haven't created a marketing strategy for the book, or you don't have a plan to educate your reader audience, you don't have a plan to let your audience know that you're, using this book to create your coaching business or your consulting business or become a speaker, right? Maybe you're on these different platforms, you're going on interviews and you're doing podcast interviews, but you're not telling the people exactly, they know you're just an author, but you want more, that you want other opportunities. You're using this book for other opportunities, right? Then you need to create this author brand. You might have some of it together, not saying you don't. But if nobody knows that you are the author speaker, the author teacher, the author coach, or even the author consultant, then nobody knows to buy your book or buy into the brand or even invite you to come and speak and pay you to speak. You see, we could pay for a lot of online courses and invest in the book, in the business, and all of those things. But if you're not clear on what it is that you're doing, let me get you face to face. If you're not clear on what it is that you're doing, then how would the people, the audience, your market, understand what it is that you're doing as well? So you have to be clear on what it is that you're doing. So clear that you understand what's going on. Does that make sense? Just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just bringing this to you. And it may seem like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to get my book in this place. I'm never going to speak here. I want to become a coach. I want to go in and teach workshops. I want to go in and teach and facilitate workshops, right? But if the organization where you want to go and teach workshops, if they don't know that you're wanting to do this, if you don't approach them the proper way, you're going to be sitting here a year from now saying, "Hey, I want to be a speaker. I want to be a teacher. I want to go in and facilitate." You gotta build that brand. And that's the part we miss. And branding and building a brand is all a part of marketing. In the workshop, if you for those that missed it, and the Jumpstart your online course workshop on Tuesday night, there were 60% that said that marketing, they just don't know where to start with marketing. They don't have a marketing strategy. And you must have some type of marketing strategy. I don't care what industry you're in. You can't skip marketing. You can't skip it. You just can't. You can't skip the ugly part. And the ugly part is it's just knowing your business. It's knowing the ins and out of your business, your book and your brand. You got to know the ins and out of it. Sure, you could hire assistants. Sure, you can hire assistants to do the work for you, but you got to know everything about what's going on in your business, what's going on with the brand, right? What's going on with this book. So a lot of times when authors publish their books, yes, it's to get this information out. Maybe you have a compelling story. All of us have a compelling story, right? That can help a group of people. Not everybody, but a specific group of people who are waiting for your story. But don't just stop at the book sales, right? Your story isn't just for you to hold in and keep. Your story is to help somebody else, right? You didn't go through the adversity. If you didn't have a story, you wouldn't have went through the adversity, right? So again, to do all of that, to tell your story, you got to create a brand. How do you want the community of people to see you, right? We get so caught up in selling, selling, selling. I'm just selling my book. Hey, my book is on Amazon. Go buy my book, buy my book. Or purchase these products and services I have in my business. No, you got to build a brand first. Because if nobody knows that you exist, nobody's buying what you're selling. I'm just saying. So did you create this book, or are you aspiring to create a book, a planner, a journal to educate your audience? Like, what is the reason why you created your book? Drop your reason why you created your published your book. Was it to create a coaching business? Was it to create a consulting business? Was it to just do it for hobby reasons? You see what I'm saying? So get clear on that. Get clear on that. Now, you may be saying, well, Stephanie, how do I build a brand? Thought you never asked. If you don't create a brand for yourself, guess what's going to happen? So society will brand you. They'll brand you. And you'll become a brand that's not even that's not even you. It's not authentic. Something else. It looks like somebody else. Right? We look at other, mentors or other, social, influencers. We look at them, but you look at them for a point of reference, not using their voice, because then you become something that you're really not. And what happens is you can't hold up your bargain, your end of the deal of what you said you're going to do. So again, why did you publish your book? Was it to create a business, the coaching business, the consulting business, to become a professional speaker. If you created this book to become a professional speaker, how are you showing up for your audience? Do you even know who the audience is? Do you know that? Because being a speaker, what I've found in this, my friend, is just a tip. Whether you are an author, speaker, entrepreneur, everybody's not going to be your audience. Every organization is not going to be your audience, right? Every individual is not going to be your audience, but there is a community of people who are looking for what you have. And you got to get creative, create a list of the people that you want to, where you want to go speak, where you want to go teach, who you want to coach. You have to start there first. And if you don't know how to start there, you don't know how to build your brand, but you want to make more money, you want to take your book, you want to be able to market your book so that you could generate more income. Listen, I got a thing for you. Now, I want you to know that I'm really for my author community. I really am. So that's why I created the Brand You or Be Branded, How to Confidently Build an Author Brand Masterclass. This is taking place June the 7th at 6 p.m. You got to get these brands built, right? And the reason I'm saying that is because sometimes when we're out here pushing our brand, we're selling, and then we've sold to our friends. We've maxed out, our friends and family. We're at capacity, right? And so now the buzz has tapered off. Like there's no more buzz. You stop promoting your book. You stop talking about the book because maybe you got something else going on. Maybe you don't have the time. So my question to you is, if you want to make more money with your book, but you don't have the time, but you want more clients, how are you going to have the time to service those customers? Right? Doesn't make any sense. You don't have time for your business or your brand or your book, but you want more clients. So let's talk about that. Brand you or be branded. What does that mean? That means you need to create a brand. If you're an author, you have a book. I see it all the time. People are in my DMs all the time about how, I need your help. I need you to help me with my services. Okay, but if nobody knows that you exist, nobody's buying. And do you have a brand message? So when people see you, are they clear about what it is that you do? Or are you all over the place? I said this before. You may have 5 category of people that you service. What if 10 people from each category came to you and said, hey, I need your help. I want to sign up for your services. Can you service all 10? I'm talking about you only. That's why it's important. Before you start marketing, you should have an idea of the people you're going to serve. And it's not going to be everybody. It's not going to be this category of people because you can only do so much as a one person, right? So you got to get really clear and narrow it down. So the Brand You or Be Branded Masterclass, what are we going to be talking about? You're going to learn how to market your book and generate revenue. You're also going to learn how to position your brand so that you can reach your ideal reader. A lot of times we start selling these books, selling, and we're marketing to the wrong people because there's no marketing strategy. There's no marketing strategy. A lot of times you're on information overload because you've gone over here, you've gone over there, you listen to this person told you to do this, you should be doing reels, you should be on Instagram, maybe you're an author speaker. Your goal is to become a speaker and you want to use your book to go and speak. Well, you got to get clarity on where do you want to go speak. It's all about you got to have a strategy, you got to have a plan. A lot of times we don't like to plan or have a plan because guess what? We don't have the time. So join us on June the 7th at 6 p.m. This is taking place. This is the Brand You or Be Branded Masterclass, How to Confidently Build an Author Brand. If you are an author or you aspire to write a book, join us there. This is for author speakers, author coaches, author consultants, aspiring authors, emerging authors who are already published their book, and for the authors who are going through the publishing process. Because let me tell you something. If nobody knows, let me tell you this. If nobody knows that you exist as an author, nobody's buying your book. I'm Stephanie A. Wynn. Thank you for your time. Have a good afternoon. Bye.